We're back on Acadiana's Morning News, a staging area in Lafayette Parish to send supplies and manpower to southeastern Louisiana. To tell us more about it, KATC Scott Brazda. Scott, you've been at the staging area all morning. What can you tell us about it? What all's going on there?
Well, right now there's not much going on, Ian, but 8 o'clock is when it's really supposed to happen. And they're asking for anyone who wants to help. And they're asking for Acadiana to, Ian, to continue to do what Acadiana does best and think about the other guy. The Cajun Navy came into fame, particularly during Katrina, and did so much great work there, and they've continued to pop out in times of disaster. And now they're looking at our neighbors in Houma, Ian, because everything, these poor folks, everything's gone wrong for them in the last day. Trees on roadways and damaged homes and damaged businesses and lives literally and figuratively uprooted. So what they're asking is for anyone who wants to be a part of the Cajun Navy Ground Force to come here at 100 South Park Road, right in between Lafayette and Broussard, right off of Highway 90, Evangeline Thruway South, however you want to call it. And sign up first at crowdrelief.net. That's crowdrelief.net. And bring enough clothes, bring enough food, bring materials that you think you might need to get you through 3 or 4 days. Because there's going to be some work, and God, from the pictures I've seen, and no doubt you've seen too, Ian. It's going to take more than 3 or 4 days to help the good folks at home in the long term. But this short term relief and letting people know that we care. If you have chainsaws, bring chainsaws. A lot of work's going to have to be done with that. Gasoline is at a premium, not only to help the folks with the Cajun Ground Force, Cajun Navy Ground Force, but also the people in Houma. We know how hard it was for us to find gasoline over the last couple of days. Imagine what's going to be like in Houma for the next few weeks. So crowdrelief.net is where you sign up. Then you come here at 8 o'clock and you bring your clothes, you bring some food that'll help you get you through the next few days. And then you bring, what Acadiana really brings so well, you bring your hearts. And I would imagine, COVID notwithstanding, there's going to have to be a bunch of hugs and a bunch of sharing of love and maybe get ready to get your shoulder wet with tears of gratitude. And, Ian, you're one of us too, buddy. It's what Acadiana does best. So the Cajun Navy Ground Force going to Houma, staging area, 8 o'clock, right here at 100 South Park Road. Just get it done and go there knowing you are certainly doing God's work.
Now, you mentioned people signing up at crowdrelief.net, and those who do sign up to go into the affected areas bring clothes and food for 4 days, gas and chainsaws if you can provide them. Now, for those who may not have the time or may not have the ability to serve as part of this ground force, are donations being accepted? Can people drop off donations to 100 South Park that can go to the Houma Terrebonne area?
Ian, that I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if they would turn you away. I'm sure there's a mechanism, whether they accept anything here or tell you where to log on to or make a donation. And I would imagine the Cajun Navy probably certainly has a site that you can do that, but that one I don't know for sure. But also vaccination cards. This is important too. Bring any proof of vaccinations. We've got hurricanes, and we forget at times that there's still COVID-19 floating around. So, bring proof of that kind of stuff, especially to get in particular areas in Houma. So, it's just what Acadiana does, right? It's kind of like from Rocky V, which was not a good Rocky movie, but certainly it's to his son about how many times you get up off the mat. And, that's what Acadiana, that's what Louisiana folks do. And that's what we can do by helping out the Cajun Navy Ground Force. Again, 8 o'clock, 100 South Park Road here in Lafayette.
I never thought I'd hear anybody use Rocky V as an example for Louisiana, but it's certainly true here. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up. And the Cajun Navy and the Ground Force certainly helping the Lafourche, Terrebonne, Southeast Louisiana region get back off the mat. And here in Acadiana, and you've been covering parts of Acadiana all weekend long, and we here dodged the bullet. What's been the reaction, the emotion that you've seen from people here in Acadiana as you've been roving about and reporting on the goings-on here?
Oh, Ian, I think the biggest thing was relief. You don't wish anything on anybody else. God knows. I mean, heck, there are still roofs that have blue tarps in the New Orleans area from Katrina. And how long ago was that? 19 years ago?
16.
Ripped apart and so many lives disrupted. And, my family, or, Suzanne's family is all, New Orleans and Metairie and Covington and Kenner. That being said, being around, we were in Delcom a whole lot yesterday, which was on the fringe, the western fringe. And, God, I had so many folks say, we're glad you're here. I'm sorry we don't have a lot of activity, but we're also glad we don't have a lot of activity. You and I have both covered Highway 14 when it has been flooded, Ian.
Yep.
And so I was, part of me was, you want to be a part of the game and part of the action. But we were part of the action. We were part of life. And we were part of people who were able to, take some deep breaths and fire up the barbecue pit and say some prayers for the folks to the east of them, but also say some prayers of gratitude that they were spared. So I think relief and that, man, this could have been a whole lot worse. And how many folks, I was watching folks tie up boats on the Delcom Canal yesterday, which leads right to the Gulf. And I talked to one of them, and he goes, Scott, we're feeling good, but boy, if you'd asked me yesterday, which was Saturday, when the forecast hadn't nudged to the east so much, they were going, I would have had a few choice words to tell you on TV. So relief, Ian, just relief and thank you to the guy upstairs.
Absolutely. And with everything that's gone on and everything that's happened in the last few days, that sense of relief certainly palpable in the area. You mentioned Suzanne, your wife, Suzanne Ferreira, for those of you familiar with Lafayette TV and radio, her family from the New Orleans area. Did they get out okay? How are they doing?
They are all still there, but they're okay.
Good.
They're in Metairie and Kenner and Covington. They don't live, say, in New Orleans proper, but I don't know what their status is with power, because, I sent, Sophia stayed at LSU where she's doing okay, although she didn't have power for part of last night. And I sent Suzanne and Nick out of town. I think they've been in Natchitoches at a B&B the last couple of days. And Suzanne goes, you're always sending me out of town when there's a hurricane. I go, yes, so I don't have to worry about you. So because I love you. You say it in that angry way, Ian.
Right.
Because I love you, and they're doing fine in Natchitoches. But I saw pictures and I saw videos from family members, and a couple of them did evacuate into the Little Rock area, but the bulk of them stayed in the New Orleans area, and I think the Ferreira clan is okay. That's Suzanne. That's a tough bunch. So
yes.
God bless the hurricane that tries to put them down.
Absolutely, and I know they're a resilient bunch as well. Again, back to the topic at hand, the Cajun Navy Ground Force, they're going out to Terrebonne-Lafourche. They'll need clothes and food for 4 days, or if you want to join them, you can, but bring clothes and food for 4 days. Bring a chainsaw, bring gasoline if you have it, and also bring proof of vaccination. That's at 8 o'clock, 100 South Park Road in Lafayette, just north of Broussard. Crowdrelief.net, the place to sign up. Scott Brazda, KATC TV3 reporter and a jack of all trades. We'll be seeing you in just a few days with high school football season. But while you're taking care of this, good luck, Godspeed, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Same to you, Ian. Good to talk to you regardless of the situation.
Absolutely. We're back with more of Acadiana's Morning News after this.